So we were kicking, cutting up with Derek, and Derek was like, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. And we was like, oh, really? Like, let me pull my hair back, Okay. So, Fab is single and she came to mingle. And she's out here in these dating streets, dating in these apps and whatnot.
I'm not anymore. I canceled it.
Oh, I'm about to say, is this breaking news? Did we get booed up?
News. Fab canceled.
Have you ever been?
Yes.
How was it for you?
Thoughts from a male perspective?
Yes.
Again, I want to say it depends on your region too. Now, I know you're in a different city than I was. Yeah. I definitely think that makes a difference.
Because you know what I heard? I heard is very successful if you are not melanated.
Yeah, that again, yeah.
Well, and then because when I came out to Virginia, it changes your the area where you are. And the guys that were coming in, I was getting DC, this and I was like, oh, and it wasn't more melanin there compared to the New York and New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So I was like, ooh, but what I hear on that end, they look for what you do, your income, what you drive out there.
The women or the men?
The men. Like the women have to have their shit to really.
Yes.
For them. That's what because I was getting it was a lot. I was like, oh, you look good, but then that's the issue. Now here is not a lot, at least it wasn't a lot.
She said, it's not a lot.
It wasn't a lot. And it was more of I just want to F you. No one cared what I did.
They just wanted to know what you was doing.
And that's it. And I'm like, So I did go on a date. I went on 2 dates. One guy I really liked, and we talked about it before. Wonderful 2 dates, and then he disappeared.
And then pop back up again and disappear. Then pop back up again, disappear. And when he popped
up the first time,
he's the invisible man.
I initiated calling because I was speaking to some of my friends, and they were like, "Listen, and see that's how you see that's how he is." He had issues with when we went on dates, he was paying for everything. And he got burnt in the past and he kind of felt, even if
that was the story, and apparently he was sticking to it and then he had a different story when he popped back up again.
Listen. No.
I'm judging you, sir. I'm judging you.
You're judging. Calm down. My story. Mine.
I'm sorry. I'm a mature, responsible adult that minds my business, unless Fab's business is concerned.
Stop. So then I decided, let's still talk. That should have just been a conversation, and you shouldn't have tried to ghost me for a week. Be an adult. Just talk, and we'll talk it out. So we talked it out, and then we started talking again. La la la. You were supposed to come to my house for Thanksgiving because I wasn't going to my family's house, and I was like, okay, this is nice, this is cute.
And he was in your pod.
Halloween we spoke, disappeared. I didn't hear back from him. I looked at the text January 11th.
Just say you don't want to buy me nothing for Christmas and be done with it. Just tell me.
All the holidays done.
Just tell me you don't want to be my... Don't pop up in time for Valentine's Day just so you can disappear, sir.
Now, do you want to hear a real spill or do you want to hear the PG version?
Listen, if you give me the PG version, I will jump.
I'm not dealing with him. Just to let you know, I'm not. I decided not to go further with him.
On the outside looking in, I got more than one person going on, right? Mm-hmm. I'm looking for the winner, right? So I'm dealing with 3 women. Let's just say 3 women, right? I'm talking to 3 women. I think where women get held up at is you got to vet people different. Once y'all match, you got to have like some questions that do you pay on the first date? You got to ask that off the break. You know what I'm saying? You can ask jokingly. It's a way you got to figure out how to ask it, but there's certain questions you got to vet differently, and then you'll know from those questions. I ain't even going forward with this because it's gonna be red flags. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might want to go one step further, right? all right, well, I'll meet him. You know what I'm saying? It was some red flags after the vetting process, but I'll meet
cute.
him. Yes, and then you already know what time it is, man. And he got the beamer, so I'll see what's good. You know what I'm saying? And so you meet him, you know what I'm saying? And now you have a different set of vetting questions because we're face to face now.
Yeah.
And I can tell if you told bold-faced lies on your profile or if your profile picture is from 1989.
No, but I'm saying, but this would come at. Do we look like he washed his ass?
Yeah.
Shit like that. You know, I mean, these are vetting questions, yo. You know what I'm saying? What type of soap you use? There's a way you could ask these questions. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I just went to the store.
Hygiene is a big thing.
And I mean, yo.
And people don't match well with that. It's a lot of,
And that's the funniest thing is I remember, who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody and they went on a date and his fingernails were really dirty. And was it me and you? Or who was it?
I don't know, but I have a story with that too. And I'm gonna tell you, I went on a date with a guy and the fingernail, he claimed he was a chef or he cooked or he did stuff, but he smelled like garlic and onion. Like he smelled like seasonings. And I know chefs that don't smell like seasonings. You know how to wash your hands correctly.
He was like, unless you just got off 15 minutes ago and you just you literally walked from the back of the restaurant to the table.
Because of that. Like he smelled like oregano and onion.
I think the vetting process is very important on the date mats. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm all into love at first sight and wow.
But are you really? What does that mean to you? Because when people say that, because like I said, it's an interesting thing for me because I met my husband when I was a teenager. And I thought he was cute, but I thought his attitude was a little funky. And sometimes I'm just kidding. But so whenever people say love at first sight, I'm always like, yeah, but what does that mean? Like, how
is it feeling that isn't it a feeling that you just know?
Yeah, but even with the feeling that you just know, I think that the way that I love him has grown so much over the course of, a decade and a half being together. But like to call it love at first sight as a person who,
is it lust at first sight?
But that's what
I think you knew and you just ignored it.
Yeah,
Your body
is that
needs
love?
The pheromones and everything.
But you said he was cute. You had that attraction. You know his attitude was a little funky, but you had that attraction. If you don't like someone, you don't have that attraction. You don't have
But that's what I'm saying. If we're calling it love at first sight, like you could think people are cute and they open their mouth to have a conversation and you're like, wow, I'm so glad you talked because I could have got that.
That's the deeper question. Just because we're in love doesn't mean it's going to work.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
There's different levels of it. There's so many different levels. Like you said, it grew. You've known him for
1,000 years.
The love you have for him now is nowhere near the love you had for him 10 years ago, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
Or 15 years ago, whatever. Yeah. It's not.
Especially post-parenthood.
Yeah,
like watching
watching
him be a dad is
that's a completely different thing.
And I think we are animals, so the pheromones that we give off when you see somebody, this is love at first sight. Yeah. Like everything, they're peacocking. Everything is just like whoa, you know what I'm saying? Because you've been places and somebody just make your shit flutter.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And then you might get to know them. And maybe the first couple of days or weeks, it was cool. But then after a while, it just doesn't work. Because,
you were like, oh, that's it. It's all surface.
Right. Because love and a relationship are two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real talk. That's real spill. And that's for another episode, guys. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we just talking about love right now. You know what I'm saying? But, the thing about I love about love is falling in love, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's when that's real deal, yo. And to go through those emotions, one love, how Houdini used to rap, that's real stuff, yo. To have it and lose it is nothing like it, yo.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
And I mean, I know we're talking about relationships, but I know for like one of my favorite things about you is that, you went through a long period of back and forth, but like, it was never like you was like, I will always love her. And so like, I think that like, it's a beautiful thing for your sons to see that that love didn't ever go away. Like as long as I've known you, I think I met you in what, 04?
Probably.
And so as long as I've known you, that was a part of who you are. And that was, and then after you became a dad, and then and everything, and like just honoring what you had together, even though you weren't still together. Like when y'all were on and when y'all were off, there was never like, oh, she's da 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 da. It was always like, no, I will always love her. She's my family.
It makes sense to see that.
Yeah, and I think it's like it's a blessing.
Love, again, not the relationship part. We're not talking about the relationship part.
Because that's what he said. You could be in love and not be in a relationship. Being in love and being in a relationship.
Having a man and a black man love a black woman.
Right. And again, you know, this, and like you said, it's different levels of love. You know, the love of friendships like you guys have, you know what I'm saying? Those are the things that's going to carry you through, you know what I'm saying? And so to meet someone that you want to be intimate with and love and create life with, and, you know, as you grow and mature, you see things different, right?
Yeah.
We was in the same car at first, and then we in two different cars because we have two different ideologies, and we're going to and do different directions. Things happen, and that's when.
But if her car break down, you pulling up.
Yeah, but again, I think, you know, some women, they treat the breakup so bad that there is no coming back. Right, you done bust his windows out, so he can never be nice to you ever again after you've done something.
Yeah, but
all my exes are still they still love me. They all want me back.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing you said about women treated so bad and they want to bust your windows out, and I can never be nice to you after that. It's like whenever you talk about like the busting the windows out, because I have a funny story about that, and it wasn't windows, it was tires. Actually, it's more than once with the tires.
Wolverine.
Well, here's the crazy thing. I'm pretty sure it's been long enough and it's not specific enough that I won't get in no trouble. But I can remember being with a friend who we were looking for her boyfriend, her kid's dad, and he was at some other woman's apartment. And so I remember having like a big hoodie and some sweatpants, some sneakers on, you know, real, like it was, but it was in the daytime. And so she was like, okay, there's his car. She popped up, and I promise you, I've never seen anything like it. It was like when they changed her cars at NASCAR. She was so efficient. She was so like, it was like, wow. Like she got out, she was like,
hell have no fury like a woman scorned. That's what they say in the barbershop, yo.
But I remember seeing him later in the day, and he was explaining to the police, she was out here with some tall dude with a hoodie on, and I was like, word? Dang, officer, I don't know how she could have done that, because I've been with her all day.
Terrible.
So, but it was like, how you telling me I can't slash your tires? And you came back home to argue about your tires being slashed with the police, and you was in the house with another woman watching it? Like, sir, you will sit on flats.
Okay, so Kaz, you've never gone back a little bit back crazy with an ex or something? Never?
I can tell you I'm that way now. Like, let some...
Okay.
But like I said, my husband's known me since I was 15. So testing those waters is not really the jam. Like, he knows me. He knows. Like, you heard at the beginning when I first turned on you heard last night when we was talking, and my husband had lipstick on his shoulder. And so my daughter came down here questioning me about, why did you kiss my daddy like that? I said, actually, ma'am, that's my husband. So that shoulder is my shoulder. And she was like, no, it's my shoulder.
You see what goes on there?
Look. I'm talking to my 3-year-old like, excuse me.
Them two get throw down.
Hey, that's my man, you heard?
That's a daddy's girl then. You gonna mess with that.
And let's talk about the pain here. So some women, when they get hurt, they want to act like that, right? Yeah. So some men, when they get hurt, they break the key off and throw it away to their heart, right? But nobody's ever going to get there again, right? So some of those guys, I mean, you're going to run into these guys, right? They're never
I run into a lot of those and men that weren't
Emotionally
They weren't
available.
emotionally available.
They're not going to be, yo. They was hurt, yo.
Those were a lot of the guys that I have run into.
So they need to go to counseling and get that stuff worked on.
It's nothing like being all in with a woman and you find out she's cheating.
Yeah.
Or, she was just taking you for money, or.
So here's the thing.
Bounce back better than men when it comes to things like that.
But that's what I was about to ask. I think
Yeah.
culturally we're conditioned that women are supposed to behave a certain way. So even if a man has two side women, if he find out his woman is cheating, he's devastated. And it's like, sir, you have two girlfriends and your girlfriend just had a baby and you mad because somebody else was laying in your bed? Like, sir, no. And they're like, nah, that didn't mean nothing to me. Because I think that a lot of times with men and women, they try to convince you that, like, in order for a woman to allow a person into their relationship, there has to be an emotional connection. And men can just be like, oh, dang, it was a warm body. And so I think that, like, the parallels, but I'm like, yeah, but you can believe that all you want to, but the behavior is the same.
You can create a situation where he continues to come back to you. Yeah. Stomach full, balls empty, real live, real spill. You know what I'm saying? If you always create a situation.
True. No, it is true.
He will come back. You know what I'm saying? Now, is he going to stay? That's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a
he will come back.
Well,
but so wait, let me clarify that. I thought you were saying, you said he can create you're saying we can create an environment as women can create an environment. I thought you were saying that he come home every day with his stomach full and we create an environment that we let him back, even if we know he's doing something, whatever, but he can come back. No, but you're saying if whenever you leave, your stomach is full and the other tank is like, he's
coming back. He did what he did. He had a full belly. He emptied his bowls. He did what he did. And now, he's still coming back here. And I'm allowing him, right? Am I right?
I wasn't saying that, but it can't go that way.
No, that's why I was like, hold up, I don't want to sign up for this.
If you want whoever you meet to continue to come back, you got to keep his stomach full and his balls empty.
Okay. To keep him.
Now Stan is a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? Now that's up to you. You know your situation. All I can give you is those two nuggets right there, and whatever you do once he's there.
Yeah, I was like, wait, don't come to my house with your stomach full.
I was still thinking the whole men go out and do what they want to do, and a lot of women just still let them come and do and be in. That's what I was thinking. So I'm sorry about that.
It happened, but it happened.
Because that does happen. But I get what you're saying.
She's like, I don't gotta cook and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
He's gonna always come back. Now, are your jokes funny? You know, other stuff is gonna happen then. Now, you know what I'm saying? Are you religious?
Different things. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, I think like how we started this, it's the vetting process. Once you meet him, you need to ask those questions. Man, Steve Harvey's been saying some of this stuff. Yeah. A lot of this knowledge is out there. But I also understand wanting someone and wanting it to work. Yo, I can really feel that, yo. But again, if you want to look up a year later and y'all both split up, or 2 years later and y'all both split up, you could go right back to those red flags. You got to keep it 100 with yourself. You really do, yo. Again, anybody that's been in a relationship, you know what you want now because you've been in a relationship.
And you know what you don't want.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why when he tried to come back, which I could have said, okay, I ain't doing nothing.
But it had lost its luster.
No, but I was like, this is not what I want. I already see how he moves.
And especially because you were honest.
She could have him. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. She won. She could have him. Next.
Yeah. And that's how I took it. Like when he texted me back, and he was trying to fish. He told me the reason why he was going, whatever. And it could have been a real reason. I gave my condolences. He said someone passed. You know, everyone grieves differently. But then he tried to edge in there of, oh, so how are you? And, oh, we could go for some coffee. And
we cannot.
And I was like, well, I'm really busy right now. I got another job. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I just kept it very light. And I wasn't feeding into it. And he was like, okay, well, good night, honey. And all kisses and hearts and things all emojis all on my thing. I said, The next day he was like, I see that you're not interested in me anymore. That's life, whatever. I didn't even answer back.
So long, farewell, Avidas, and good night.
I didn't, because usually the old me would have been like, still, because you want something, whatever.
When I was younger, I used to have to scratch the number out so I couldn't read it no more, so I wouldn't call again.
Yeah, no, I'm not, now I don't even have to do all of that. Like, change things up. I was like, no, because I know that's not what I want anymore. I've been through enough bull that I don't want that. And I want to, and I've said this on other shows, date intentional. I have intentional, and maybe I have to be better with those questions. Like you said, those vetting questions.
Vet different. It's the first set.
Should be vetting these pictures.
Yes. And what?
I said she'd be vetting these pictures. I'm not knocking you because, my husband is
going out with somebody who's not my type and it still ain't work. So
but
that I'm attracted to.
Yeah, but he wasn't your type and he had red flags and you was like.
He was, what do you mean?
No, he wasn't your type and there was red flags. So no. I'm saying you date people that you're attracted to, that you're the type that you have, and they have red flags. Yes. But you pick somebody, somebody picked you that you were attracted to. But they also still had red flags. And it was like, wait, if your red flags match the cute one's red flags, I might as well be.
No, I still want to be.
I think that's the first thing, though. The first vetting. You know what I'm saying? As a guy, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I hit you with some questions. Damn, I don't even want to put my business out there. I ain't even gonna do that. But you know what I'm saying? My first couple of questions is just to see if you're gonna ask me a question back. Now,
I'm not gonna say anything.
50% of the women don't even ask me a question back. I done asked them 5 questions and she hasn't asked me shit.
Yeah.
So boom, red flag. You're not even interested in me, or for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For you to ask something. You know what I'm saying?
Or you're not inquisitive and you out here, you.
So now I gotta operate in that lane now, right? It's a whole different lane, right? Yeah. So now my vetting questions are gonna lean that way. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you like the blah, 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 blah.
Then you automatically switch into the, I ain't got no man. Boy, you in luck.
And so now we meet. So now I have a different set of questions. Because it's face-to-face now.
Because they ask, you ask 5 questions, they don't ask you any question, and y'all still meet?
Now I've done that. Again, like if you look in Wowzers, I got to see what's really good.
Physical, it's still on that physical, like
man. And then you meet some people, they're demanding just off the break in their little bio. Like, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want you. Next, you know what I'm saying? Again, because you're putting a period on the end of that sentence of saying your wants and not needs, and dislikes already, right? Talk to him first. He might not like it and might not even know once he hears what you say about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not like you changing his mind, but he's open to hearing what you have to say. And I think, a lot of women's bios are closed off. Know this, I only want this, I only want that. And wait.
You open the app a year later and they still on here looking because they've said no to so many people. And remember I got on you about you didn't fill out the bio? And see,
I don't fill out completely. Like, I'll put things on there, but I don't fill out because I'd rather talk to you.
There it is.
But that's confirmation.
That's for me.
But he just said for him, a lot of times when people go in depth in the bio and explain, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't want this, I don't want that, then it puts you like, if it's like,
you're already saying no to so many things that the next thing you're going to say no to, right?
Yeah.
Again, I understand everybody has standards and stuff, but let's be a little loosey with some of them.
Yeah.
Not anything.
I was very light when my bio was up. I was very light with it.
Yeah.
I was light.
And they need to be character things and not like must be.
And then when I meet you or talk to you, I'm a talker. I'm a communicator. So I'm gonna whatever.
It's gonna come across different than reading it, because when you read it, it's just black and white and it's stale and it's so restrictive. It's so in a box, right? But when I talk to you, I can hear the flavor in your voice when you say it. Nah, I don't like sushi, but it's different when you say it.
Yeah, yeah.
Then when I just read it, oh, damn, she don't like sushi. I like sushi though. But when we talk and you be like, nah, I don't like sushi because I threw up or whatever. He'd be like, well, I got this other spot. Are you willing to try it again? So now that's telling me that you open to trying new things and you're not.
But that's what communication and talking.
Again, we got to get that. But you got to vet them.
It's so hard too. Everybody's just into texting. I want to pick the goddamn phone up.
I want you to not be able to copy and paste the conversation.
About that. I had that conversation with the dude about that too. So he knows I actually like talking. So for you to disappear and not call me and then send a goddamn text, I'm really gonna be like, I wasn't on the phone with you.
Be like, hey, this is
on the phone with you when he texted me.
Mm-hmm. That's why he's getting so much shade, and
they out there, they looking to.
He is in the tropical rainforest.
You just gotta meet. That's all it is. They out there. Hey, Fox, they is out there. They looking for you, Fox. You know what I'm saying?
I cancel. I don't go nowhere. It's Corona.
So wait, but as a single person in this, if you're not doing online dating, how are you going to meet somebody?
You're not.
Oh, well, dang, that was quick.
You're not. It was so funny. I had an issue with I put something on the stove. I lit for a candle for my whatever, and I left the fire on, and it smoked my pot, and my fire alarm didn't go off. So the maintenance was like, ding, ding, ding. Oh, are you okay? I'm like, oh my God, the smoke, whatever. But it made the alarm in the hallway go out. Firefighters came and all this shit. I was like, oh shit. And it was nothing. So at my door, like, bang, 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 these big firefighters. And I was like, so did y'all talk? And it wasn't bad either. And I was like, that could have been.
She's going to be in her house. I'm being talking on the phone. Like, what are you doing? She's like, girl, I'm trying to smoke out this kitchen again.
And I might try.
Guess who's back?
Come to the door and you're dressed all like, I don't know what happened.
So that's how you meet someone, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I love organically meeting someone. I've always been a fan of that.
And that's a great story. I met your daddy, your granddaddy.
But it did nothing happen to it. But I like meeting guys organically. I mean,
it's 2021. It's 2021, yo. It's not 1985. I used to love that shit too. Under the red light in the basement party. It is not. It is 2021, yo.
Uno's on that used to be on in the village. It was the best. I met this. Oh, it was so fun. He was using the phone. I had to use the phone, and I was waiting, and we were like, wait. It was the best thing. I love that. I love that. I know it's not that year anymore.
Yeah, because if you fool around somewhere and you found a payphone somewhere, I don't.
And he using it. Whoa.